spooky, right?
Here's a creepy little deathbed secret nobody seems to know about. Some people, in their final moments, say things that are so strange, so chilling, it makes you wonder if they were seeing something we can't. Not just regrets or whispered goodbyes. I'm talking about seriously disturbing last words that leave everyone in the room absolutely rattled. Once you hear these stories, you won't just think, that's creepy. You'll start to see a pattern. These moments might be the brain shutting down, or opening a door to something else entirely. Either way, these real-life final words might be the most honest, unfiltered thing a person ever says. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to support the channel. Now, let's dive right into the video. Story 1. They have no eyes. This story comes from a hospice nurse who'd worked in end-of-life care for over a decade. She was caring for an older man, quiet, in and out of sleep. The room was calm, dimly lit, nothing unusual. Then, out of nowhere, he opened his eyes, sat up straight, which he hadn't done in days, and stared at the corner of the room. His face changed. He looked absolutely horrified. Then he said, "They have no eyes. They have no eyes." He repeated it once, then laid back down. And that was it. Gone. The nurse checked the vitals. Flatline. What freaked her out wasn't just the words. It was how sure he sounded. Like he wasn't hallucinating, but actually describing something real. Story 2. He's in the doorway. He's waiting. This one came from a woman who was with her dad in the hospital. He'd been battling cancer for months, but was mentally sharp the whole time. The last night, she was sitting beside him half asleep in the chair. Around 3 a.m., her dad stirred, looked past her, stared at the doorway, the one that led out to the hallway. He said, "He's in the doorway. He's waiting." She turned to look. No one was there. She asked him, "Who's waiting?" But he didn't answer, just kept staring, like something was standing there. Then he smiled slightly, closed his eyes, and never woke up again. She said the room suddenly felt empty, like something had come and taken him. Story 3. The fire. It's crawling up the walls. This one comes from an ICU nurse who worked in a trauma unit. A middle-aged man had been in a serious accident, internal injuries, head trauma, but somehow conscious. They were stabilizing him, waiting to transfer him. Everything was fine. Then he suddenly started freaking out, eyes darting around, breathing fast. He gripped the nurse's arm and whispered, "The fire, it's crawling up the walls." She thought he was hallucinating, but then he said, "It's burning everything. I can't stop it. I'm sorry." Then he went completely still. No pulse, just like that. Later, the hospital found out. He was being investigated for arson in a fire that killed someone. He died before he was questioned. The nurse still wonders if those were hallucinations or a confession. Story 4. He's here for me now. This one's less terrifying, but maybe the most mysterious. A woman named Carrie was with her grandmother in hospice care. Her grandma had been slipping in and out of consciousness all day, barely speaking. Then, in her final few minutes, she suddenly smiled. Her face actually lit up, and she said, "He's here for me now." Carrie asked, "Who's here?" But her grandma didn't answer. She just kept smiling, like she knew who it was, like she was reassured. She closed her eyes, took one long breath, and passed peacefully. Carrie says there was this moment right after, where the room felt completely still, like something had just left with heat. So, what's going on here? Are these just dying brains firing off random images? Or are people seeing something real, something we don't get to see until the very end? Either way, one thing's for sure. Last words aren't just words. They're windows into regret, into memory, or maybe into whatever comes next. If this gave you chills, drop it in the comments. Hit like and tell us what's the creepiest last words you've ever heard or read. And follow for more strange, real-life stories that make you think twice about the unknown. Because death might be the end. But what people say right before it, that's where the mystery really begins.